the pen to rule them all. Here we go. Parallel lines. So we're going to give you some equations since we're doing all this linear junk. And to be parallel to it, like road lines and stuff, like the parallel, they have the same
slope.
Sloppy. Same slope. So let's just jump into it.
Jump right in.
What's the slope in this, you might ask? It's 4. So any equation that we write that has a slope of 4 is going to be parallel to this. So I can just say y equals 4x. It's different than that. It's parallel. I could say 4x minus 1. The only difference is this one starts at 2, is going up 4 over 1 forever. This one starts at negative 1, and it's going the same rate or speed forever.
Parallel.
So they're never going to touch. My lines aren't perfect. So as long as it has the same slope, they're going to be parallel. So we'll look at the next one. Bang. The slope is 3, so any equation you write where you got a 3x, whatever else you want to put there, as long as it's not a negative 1, they're parallel. Parallel to negative 5x.
Anything. Y equals negative 5x plus 100. Those lines would be parallel.
As long as they got that different starting point, because they're doing the same thing. They're never going to intersect. So I've got a weird one up here now, y equals 2 for our last example. Makes you think a little bit. But if you remember what that's going to look like, you could probably create one really quickly. So on the y-axis, we go to 2. And this is going to look like a horizontal line.
Remember that from the previous videos.
Bam. What kind of line can we draw that's parallel to that? Well, y equals 1.8. That's right here, but still it's going to be parallel. Never going to touch, never going to intersect. I could say y equals negative 10. So way down here, bam, another parallel line. So there's lots of correct answers.
There's infinite, as long as you have the same slope.
Yep. So that's parallel when it's in slope-intercept form. Well, that's too easy. Well, what about in point-slope form? Well, you got to remember, where is the slope? It's right here.
Hopefully you guys got those formulas written down somewhere. That was probably a joke, wasn't it?
I'm going to hold my breath. There's the slope in that one. So now you can look at your answer choices. If it's in this form, it's going to have a 3 there in different numbers. If it's in this form, again, it's going to have a negative 1/5. And if your answer choice is plus 4, you just have to make sure that this is not the same y-intercept. I know it's not. So, or you can type it on your calculators and then look at a picture. You can do it that way. It's always an option. Especially in ACT, it might take you a little time, but you'll at least get it right.
So
He went ahead and solved it.
same slope. There's a 3. We have a slope of 3. So this equation and this line, this equation, has the same slope. That means the lines are parallel.
But are they the same equation? That would make it wrong. Because then they'd be the same thing. They'd be on top of each other. So they're technically not parallel because they're intersecting. Is it? No.
That was not. That'd be positive.
Gotcha. And here we go. Standard form. Well, to know what's parallel to that, you're going to have to find the slope. So, minus the 4x. We just did this in a video. Divide everything by 5. There's your slope. Y-intercept is 4.2. Your slope is negative 4/5. Again, go from there. Look at your answer choices. If they're all in standard form, you're going to have to solve them and figure out which one has the same slope. Again, this is to find out if they're parallel. Add 3x. You're trying this one ahead of me. Add
Hello,
3x.
teachers. I'm sorry for the interruption.
Divide by
In case you
-2.
have not checked your email, I do need to meet with all remote teachers at 2:05 in
I don't
the
have a
auditorium
remote,
very
so
briefly.
I'm good.
We have some
Have to walk up and turn this off.
information, so if you could please.
So
let me know.
-3/2,
I will
my
not
slope,
keep you for
again,
long at
by your
all.
answer choices.
Also, I still need some help out front.
Now the good
About
stuff,
2:30.
and
I
we'll
know
go help out front
some
when
of
we're
us
done.
that helped earlier are coming back, but
Perpendicular
lines. So if you are able to help us out,
These
with
lines,
the remote communication, please
not the
come
bad
out.
stuff, but they make 90-degree
Thank you
angles.
so much.
Don't do anything inappropriate. Make L shapes. This line, that line, they're gonna make a right angle. The wall's perpendicular to the floor, or you got some issues with your housing. You're hopefully walking perpendicular, not falling over. So the rule is with their slopes, they're gonna be negative reciprocals of each other. So negative, kind of like the opposite, as Coach Ramsey would say. And reciprocal is you flip it.
Flip.
Invert it. So something that's going to be perpendicular to this line, the slope is going to be negative what it is now. So it's going to be a negative because it's positive. And that fraction is 2/1, so flip it.
Flip, flip.
-1/2. So whatever line has a slope of -1/2 x is going to be perpendicular to this one.
Again, the intercept doesn't matter. This number over here doesn't matter as long as you have a negative or opposite reciprocal.
Same with this. Negative would make it a positive. So y is 3, positive 3.
Positive.
But that's a 1, so we're going to flip it to a 1/3 x.
Boom.
Plus 10, or whatever
Again,
we want.
They
Doesn't
flipped it and wrote the opposite sign, or the negative.
And our next example, negative reciprocal would be, well, it's a positive, so we're going to make it a negative and flip our fraction upside down.
Flip.
And then throw in an intercept if we want. And the last one, go ahead and try it ahead of me.
Pause.
I got time. It's up. Comes positive 3x plus or minus whatever you want to throw in there. And there's your perpendicular. Now, we're not going to do any more examples of this. Negative reciprocal is the rule. If it comes in standard form, again, you can solve it the slope-intercept form and then do the negative reciprocal. If it's point-slope form, find the slope, do the negative reciprocal. Hopefully this was useful today. Have a good one.
Thank you.